just see one. There we go. I guess it automatically was recording. Okay, enough of the gunk, gunk, gunk. Let's get this going. Oh my goodness. Okay, just gonna let people know I'm alive. So if you're watching the replay, just fast forward through this stuff. I know I get irritated by this kind of stuff too. So I don't mind if you fast forward through it. It's just things I gotta. So also feel free to share this. If you love my message, if you like what I'm talking about, feel free to share this. And just for people, like for women who are in this, I want to say midlife and beyond, we're definitely a little bit beyond midlife, who are kind of wondering what now in my life. And I do also still help women, right, with the midlife change, with balancing your hormones naturally, with the nutrition, with the exercise and all of that. I do that mostly in one-on-one, but I am there to help. And I'm going to be doing some self-study programs, so much about the food, so that you can come in and get that information and be on your way to feeling better fast, right? Because that part is actually quite easy. The hardest part is the mindset. The hardest part is having the confidence, like really deciding, yes, I am going to do something about my life. I'm going to make the changes I want to make. I am going to really be who I am, and I'm going to enjoy this life, all of those things. So that's what I want to talk about today. Because after the years of working with women, so I've been working with women in this, well, I was a personal trainer and yoga instructor, 2006, 7, 8, who knows what years those were. So a long time ago. So I've been working with women for many, many years. And really what I have to say, like, we do get confused about the food and stuff, but the food is the actually easiest part. Once you find what works for you, and I can help you do that, what works for you in 21 days. Yeah, easily, maybe even shorter, believe it or not. And then you just have to stick with it and, kind of deal with what comes up. And that's what we're talking about, because life happens, because you have a lot of programming and conditioning. You have a lot of things that have gotten in your way, your beliefs, right? The way you live your life, the identity that you have. I'm looking at the light instead of the camera. Down. The identity you have about yourself, because we cannot exceed our identity. That means that you may want to live a certain way or have a certain body or be a certain way of health or do certain things. But if your identity is, I'm not the person who can do that, or I'm just the type of person who, bang, bang, right? I'm the type of person who will never really be successful. I'm just the type of person who will never, has always been a little heavier and probably will always be that way. Those are strong identities. If you have a strong identity, you will stick with it and you will fight for it, no matter how much you want change in your life. Even when you see this, the way my life is, or something is in my life right now, I'm not happy with it, and I really, really want to change it. If you're still holding on tight to that identity, the change won't happen. And that's why I'm doing this class too, because we're going to see these 3 videos, because we're going to see, I'm going to help you how you can begin to shift and change that, and your perception, and how you can think differently, and how to break apart the beliefs, and how to know what's stopping you, and how to begin to change those things. This midlife is really about, we used to call it and laugh about it, midlife crisis, because sometimes people did crazy things, leave relationships, buy sports cars. Men go through it too. It's called andropause, which a lot of people don't understand. Buy sports cars. What else? Well, a lot of divorces, have affairs, get depressed, anxious, end up on antidepressants. I think it is so high for the women over the age of 45 on antidepressants. It's crazy, because things are coming up for you. Change needs to happen. But you're pushing that down, your inner knowing, you're pushing all that down, your dissatisfaction, you're pushing it down, and you're Lynn, I can't make those changes. It's too late for me. There's no way I can. I could never support myself. I can't do that to other people, on and on and on, right? And that leads you to this. When you repress things, it leads to depression, right? So suppression leads to depression when you're suppressing your true desires, suppressing what you want to do, suppressing taking care of yourself and honoring yourself and knowing you are worthy and doing things for yourself, right? Okay. Now, if you are watching, I'm going to go in Women Creating Healthy Lives. I have to flip screens from my personal profile. just to see if there's any comments, anybody's on watching. And please let me know you've watched the replay. Say hello, hello when you come on the replay. That would be fantastic. So why I decided to do this video training, whatever, is because I've been going through a lot of change and transition in my life, but I'm really open to looking at, okay, this is the way I want to live my life. This is really how I want to do this, because life is short, and you know, we never know what's ahead of us. We never know what the future is going to hold. And if you're holding on to or waiting until, you're doing a lot of disservice to yourself, especially when we hit this age. There is no longer the I'm waiting until. And I hate to say that. I don't want to be doom and gloom, because I am not. But it's time to really start living a life that you love and a life that you like. And now, so the midlife blues or the midlife crisis or the midlife I'm not feeling right about something. Let me check my internet. Can happen, is real, and is very, very common. So if anybody's experiencing that, you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone, right? Like many, many women feel this their midlife phase. We need to keep changing. We need to keep evolving. We need to keep thriving instead of just surviving. So when we're in our 20s and 30s, often we're just, you know, going through the motions. It's exciting. Our life is changing a lot. We're growing as a person. Our whole life around us. I know we're getting serious about marriage, maybe having kids or your career, whatever, or all of them. And you're very busy. You have a lot of things to think about. Life is exciting. You have a full life, long life ahead of you, right? So you're like, oh yeah, like in the future, this is going to happen. I see myself here. Or right now I'm going to deal with this. I love it. I'm going to have kids, raise my kids. And you're not even really thinking ahead, because you're like, I have tons of time to do that. I have so many years I had to do that. And that is such a wonderful place to be in. I remember being in that place and just thinking about, what will I be like? Like I remember thinking at 50, I'm like, oh my God, at 50, I'm going to be cool. I know it, that I'm going to have such an incredible life. I'm going to look this way. I'm going to feel this way. I'm going to dress this way. I'm going to be living in a place like this. But I just had big dreams. And it doesn't matter if you didn't. I'm just saying, like, often we see ourselves in the future and imagine it. And then when we get there, it's like this big boom for some people. Oh my God, I thought life would be different. I thought I would be different. I thought I would have achieved these things, whatever they are. I thought I would have lived or done all these things. And you realize I haven't done those. I played it safe. I lived safe. I didn't take chances. Or I allowed myself to stay stuck in a relationship for too long. Or I'm still in a job I don't like, right? Or I'm living in a place that doesn't light me up. I don't like living here, never wanted to live here, things like that. And that leads to the midlife blues and depression and anxiety and sadness and unfulfillment. I believe that this phase is about transformation, and it's also about, this is a stage of life where we are kind of tend to think more about what's really important, right? And wanting to feel more fulfilled and wanting to live our passions, do things that we thought we always wanted to do, but never had time to do. We feel the need to have time for ourselves. And when you look back, when you were younger, you thought, when my kids are grown, when my kids are out of the house, when it's just me and my husband, or when it's just me, I will. Right? What did you think you'd be doing? Is that true? And for some it is. Some women, some men, everybody are living a life they love. And that is the way to do it. Bravo, applaud you. Absolutely wonderful. Right? But as women, especially the women who are at our age, right, have been raised with some pretty strong programming and conditioning. And not just with our families, but advertisements, TV shows, movies, school. School's a huge one. Right? And so the way we thought we had to be, should be, we were always listening to other people. And we were taught not to listen to our intuition. We weren't even taught about intuition. I don't even remember when I heard that word. Probably in my 20s, believe it or not. It was like, you shouldn't do that. You should do this. ask for guidance, ask someone, ask your teacher, listen to your teacher, listen, whatever you're religious, right? Listen to the pastor, listen to the priest, whatever, right? Take their word, do what they say. And even in school, that is school, right? Do what we say, listen to what we listen to, read what, memorize what we tell you to memorize. Think the way we tell you to think. Don't argue. Don't debate. Even interpreting poems, right? You're wrong. That's not the right interpretation of that. That's crazy. Or short stories and everything, right? But that's just the age we were raised in. It's not that way now, and things are changing, but we are still the same inside. And that's the thing. We're still being ruled by this old programming, this old conditioning, these old stories, these old beliefs, all of that. We're still being run by these things. Hello, who's ever on? Say hello, unless that's just me. And so that's why this is such an important 3-day video series that I'm doing, because you are not alone. And let's look at some of these things. Let's look at what's been ruling our lives, like what's been guiding us, or programming that's within us that has led us to where we are now, and why we may feel stuck, why you may feel unfulfilled, unsatisfied, scared, even worried. How can I make a change now? How am I going to support myself? How am I going to survive? How can I deal with this person in my life? What about my job? All of those things, right? Fear only keeps you stuck, and there's actually so many things you can do. So that's what I'm going to help you with and talk about in the next few days too, is that no matter where you are now, it is never impossible to make any changes that you want to take. And you are allowed to dream again. You are allowed to be a dreamer. I want you to open up your mind, use your imagination, stop listening to other people, please. I mean, except for me, no. Stop listening to people that when they talk, you're like, that's not, I don't want to hear that, right? Sometimes we've just surrounded ourselves with people that we felt obligated to, or in our family, or that were good to us, so we feel we should be good to them, but yet they don't support you, they don't support your dreams, they may not fit into your values, and all of those types of things. And so midlife is also a time when sometimes we need to do a lot of clearing. Well, we do, not only with emotional gunk that's within us and these old limiting beliefs and things that have held us back, but also from people in our life, jobs, relationships, our homes, right? Like maybe you live in a big home now that you raised your family in, and that is beautiful, but it's too much for you, and you feel like you're just bogged down by all the responsibilities and the heaviness and everything. Then that's something you might need to change. And feeling, another really important thing is that we really get to feel worthy of changing things, and worthy of having a life that we really like, and work towards it and be okay with that, right? This is because every single person gets to do that. So by you showing the way, by you saying, I am doing things that are right for me, doesn't mean you ignore everybody else. People think that it's all or nothing. No, or this or that. No, it's this and that. I get to take care of myself really well, and I also get to help others. Of course you do. Of course you do, right? Of course. So let's see. I had made notes, but I haven't looked at them at all. So let's start with, where are you now in your life? The awareness. And I will have some questions on a handout too for you guys who want. But those questions will be in the comments of my videos too. Are you now in your life? Like, take stock. What, and you can look at your health, spirituality, religion, whatever, faith, which just could be faith, yes. Body, how do you think about your body? If you hate it, if you don't even want to look in the mirror, for one, it's always about self-love and learning to love yourself. But if you truly want to change it, then absolutely you get to change it. Don't feel guilty because you say, I want to change my body. You can still love your body while you are making changes to your body, right? Body, relationships, career, job, purpose in life, right? Where are you in those areas? Are you happy with them? We can put family life too, just in case. Because sometimes, I don't know why career, is there only one R in career? Good God, spelling. So where are you? This is good to just take a piece of paper and write these things down. You don't have to go in great detail, just, and then you want to think it on a, here's another question, on a day-to-day, oopsie face, says, are you satisfied, happy, and fulfilled? And the word satisfied, I am not that crazy about, because it makes it seem like, yeah, things are just okay. I'm okay. You know, you don't want to really live that way every day all the time, but satisfied can also mean not every day is perfect. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied because I have a really amazing job or relationship. So my life is really great, but there's a couple things I want to change. So that's fine. And remember, wherever you are okay. It is perfectly okay wherever you are. Don't start beating yourself up because, sorry, because something hasn't happened, or you're not in the place you want to be in life. I have so done that and still do it. That's what I'm working on. And then, so what are the area of your life that you wish to change? And remember, I don't mean that you're thinking you're not good enough now. And because a lot of times when we talk about change, people get a little triggered because they're like, well, we should love everything the way we are now, and we love this and that, right? Yes, that's the key too. Have gratitude and love for the life you're living now, while creating something a little different, or that's moving to the next level, right? We're not meant to stay exactly the same, right? We're not meant to stay exactly the same. What are some of your desires? And it could be, you could do in different sections of your life, in relationships, career, family life, let's say, health, body, faith, right? Travel, whatever. So what are some of your desires? And if you're like, I don't really know what I want next, I don't really know, then you're not allowing yourself to dream, think, or believe you can make changes, or believe you can really have something different. So you really need to look at that. Are you allowing yourself to dream again? Are you allowing yourself, I'm going to put that as a question, to believe that you can have more in life, or something you have always desired? I use the word desired beyond want instead of want. It is kind of the same thing. I just don't like to use the word want. It's just me, but anyways. So when you are writing these things down, when you are contemplating these things, I want you to notice what feelings. So this is what, when answering questions, what emotions, feelings, sensations in your body come up when you answer them. Oh, that's already there. Okay. So what comes up, and what I mean by this is you got to sit still and kind of just feel. It's more of a feeling, not a thinking, because we tend to go into thinking, overthinking. So if you're somebody who's not used to doing this, and you're used to thinking and not really feeling, so that means if you can tell you're the person who's used to thinking too much and not feeling, is if you're like, I don't know what I desire. I don't know what I dream. I don't know what I would do next. I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know my intuition. I'm not, right? So if that's you, that's okay. That's just where you are now. So this will help you, right? So when you answer some of these questions, you want to sit still. You can even put your hand on your heart. It's like, okay, what do I really desire? How would I really love my life to look, or my health to be like? What would I really like my health to be like? So when you think about that question, you're going to notice what thoughts, come up. Oh, you're just good enough now. You don't have money for all those supplements. You really would never make those changes to your eating. So don't bother. You want to write those down. And then it could be, like a flight, want to run, want to shut down and run. I want to get up and do something. And that is because you're like wanting to avoid what you want, what you know you should be doing. to improve your health, let's say, right? Your body, your nervous system goes, fly, run, because it's like, I don't want to deal with the feelings that are going to come when I really know what I should be doing. And I haven't been doing them. Guilt, shame, frustration. I've failed in the past, right? You're avoiding those feelings. So that's why you have this sensation to get up, to go, to not do this. Journaling stupid. I don't want to answer these questions. So notice what comes up, and you may not know what's underneath it, but you can just write, I'm feeling like I need to stop. I'm feeling like journaling stupid. I don't want to answer this question. I'm feeling blank, right? So if you're feeling blank, it's like, yeah, you're totally in protective mode. You don't want to feel how awkward that's going to feel when you answer it, when you really think about it, right? So those are the things. And then the sensations in your body too. Some people can feel tingly or anxious or constricted in the heart, constricted in the belly, almost like a headache. So sometimes we get headaches because we're overwhelmed. So when you start thinking, what do I really desire? What can happen is, I want this in my life. I want to live like this, but I would have to do this. I would have to do that. I would have to change that. I would have to, oh my God, there's just way too many things. Then what if this and what if that? And so what happens is you're just overloading, and you can get a headache. Definitely can get a headache. So you don't want to go into that. You just want to notice, wow, I believe there's so many things I would have to change. And that's just taking over. So I'm noticing I'm getting a headache. I'm noticing that I'm being stressed. I'm noticing that I'm feeling antsy. I notice that I'm feeling mad right now. I'm feeling angry right now, right? I'm feeling disappointed because I don't have that in my life. That's another thing. You want to avoid those emotional thoughts or thinking about this or writing about this, because you're like, it just makes me realize I don't have it, and maybe I'll never have it, right? So we go to that place. I don't want you to stay in that place. Just notice it and write it down. Wow, I really notice that I'm feeling it's not possible for me. I really don't believe it's possible for me. And don't make it mean that you're a failure. Don't make it mean anything about you, right? And that's the problem. When you make something you think or believe mean something, that's when your mood changes and it brings you down. And that's when why you stay procrastination, why you sabotage, why you emotionally eat, why you stress eat. Okay. Don't make your emotions, feelings, thoughts, beliefs mean anything about you. So you don't say, I am sad, or I am depressed, or I am angry. It's more like, I am feeling, at this moment, I'm feeling very angry. At this moment, I'm feeling very sad. At this moment, I'm feeling, but also at this moment, I'm feeling joy, right? And we're going to talk about all the, how you can shift things in the future videos. So you want to make sure you're on those. In this video, we're just getting really clear on like kind of like opening up and not being afraid to discuss, and not being afraid to talk about, and not being afraid to think about the way you are feeling now, where your life is at, and know it's okay. And I used to hate that, and I still don't like that. You're where you're meant to be. It's totally okay. And in my head, I'm thinking, screw this, it's not okay. This is not where I was supposed to be at this phase of my life. Obviously, I've screwed up in the past, so I want to change it. That's the way I react to things. That's like my rebel inside, right? I have a rebel identity. And I get mad. It's like, no, don't tell me I'm where I'm supposed to be. And so I don't really talk like that. What I kind of say is, where you are is where you are. And now you get to decide and work towards where you would like to be. Accepting where you are, being fine where you are. Let's not even talk about, we don't have to focus on it. When you're focused more on what you're not happy with, you're not focused on what you desire, so you cannot create it. You're just going to create more of what you're not happy with, right? So that's why I don't go into you're where you're meant to be. I don't think I've ever said that. It's okay to be where you are. It's okay. Because if you choose to make changes, if you have desire to make changes, if you want things to be different, you can. Let's focus on how. And, let's focus on getting there, as in, how do I want to feel? What was the first step I can take, right? What is something I can do right now? How can I start to think about it differently? How can I feel okay about it and not angry that I'm not there? Things like that, right? That's what we want to focus on. Building faith, trust, and belief in yourself and a higher power. Also that there's a source out there that can help you, whether you call it God or source, right? That energy is there to help you. Okay. Now let's just see what else I have written down, because I made notes and I'm not even looking. Oh, here's a great quote by Brian Tracy. Nothing that occurred in your past can have any influence over you except the influence you allow it to have. And this is one that I deal with a lot. Oh, I thank you for the love. Whoever's on, say hello when you come on. I'm going to write down this quote because for sure, this is one of the areas I struggle. So it's natural for us to look to our past. Well, I haven't attained it. I haven't achieved it. I tried many times. I failed many times. This happened, that happened in my past, because we're looking for evidence and there's no evidence in our future. We haven't created it yet. So we look for evidence and proof in our past and present. Right now, I don't have that. Right now, my life is this bad. Whatever, life isn't bad. You know what I mean? So we're always looking towards that. That is why it still controls us. Because we keep thinking we're going to repeat those same mistakes. And you will repeat those same mistakes. They're not really mistakes, life experiences. If you don't be conscious of how you want to change things. And that's what these 3 videos I'm doing is how we get to be conscious and move towards what we desire and stop focusing on the past. Let that go. Be happy for it. Be okay with it and be okay with our present, but really get more clear about what we are desiring now in our life and what we want to create in our future. It's over you, accept the influence you allow it to have, right? That's Brian Tracy. So remember that write it down, and it's something that you may not be able to believe yet or really work, but you're going to practice that, right? Every day I'm practicing. Where's my focus, right? Where's my focus today? What are my thoughts? So right now, whoopsie, what do I feel? Whoopsie. Oh my goodness. So those are some things, how to be more conscious, right? Because we want to be conscious creators, because we have those programs and conditionings running in the back. So we want to be conscious of what we're thinking and creating. If we're not, the old program software, women have to do this. A woman your age should be doing this. You're being selfish by doing that. Do for others first. Listen to whoever your boss. Do what they say. Don't make waves. Don't be too loud. Don't be so crazy and silly. Stop being such a dreamer. All of those things are running in the background, constantly controlling our lives. So until you become conscious and you choose new thoughts, new beliefs, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing, new habits, and that's what you do a little bit every day. Today, I'm choosing to, and think about it day by day. What gets a lot of people, is they think, oh my God, so that means for 1 year, I'm going to have to. That means, oh my God, like, no, one day at a time. Today, I'm going to choose. So for health or eating healthier, today, I'm going to eat a large salad. I'm going to have a green smoothie, and I'm going to eat more vegetables at dinner. That's how easy the food is, guys. Honest to freaking God, stop making it hard, right? Start making it. If you're not sure what to eat and you have questions, post them below. If you're like, are bananas really bad to eat? Things like that. You can post it below, and I can answer that in a minute. But really, we make healthy eating, healthy living too hard because we're thinking too much, or we're telling ourselves we don't know. And there's my shoulder. Sorry, I really have one lower shoulder. I'm noticing that's really bad. So that's my posture. It's also the way I'm sitting on this chair. Okay, so let's just look at my thing. So I got the questions written down, which I really want you to answer. being open and allowing to hear yourself, which by answering the questions, you actually hear yourself. Oh, wow, I didn't really think I thought like that. I didn't really think I was still carrying that with me. Wow, look at all these things. So you could also look at, how was I raised? What were some of the things that were told to me when I was raised? What were my beliefs growing up about women, or even a woman in midlife? So I dress that shoulder. I can't believe how uneven I am. I got my legs crossed. Shouldn't have my legs crossed. I dress probably younger than most women. I know I dress younger than most women my age. Let's just get real about that. I'm also a size like 0, and so it's really hard for me to find clothes. But I like the way I dress. I like being youthful. I like being comfortable. I'm so never been the type that's loved dressing up. I don't feel comfortable dressed up. If you put me in heels and a fancy dress, I will seem awkward. I will be smiling and okay, but I'm just not as relaxed, right? So be you, do what feels right for you and stop listening for other people. So, for a while when I turned 50, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to start dressing like a 50-year-old. What does a 50-year-old dress like? So I went into a clothing store that I thought was for, women 50, whatever, older. And honest to God, I was like, oh, for me, everybody's style is different. So I want you to know your style is, do what's right for you. Wear what you love. May not be what I love, but you probably don't like it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Wear what feels right for you. Right. So, I was in there and I was just looking at some of the clothes, and I don't wear a lot of like heavy patterned, heavy flowers. Oh God. And that's what there was. A lot of, I'm like, holy good God, I can't wear that. I just can't. Or there's a lot of black. You might've noticed I never wear black. Black makes me look old. Black doesn't look good on me. I don't want to wear black. I'm already, I weigh like 105 pounds. Don't want to wear black. So, it was just didn't feel right. And I went to try some things on, and it was funny. She's like, oh, you're petite. Let me give you some petite sizes. Well, the petite sizes were too big. They may have been short, which is great, right? Everything was like these sizes that were way too big for me. And I'm like, well, nothing fit. Nothing looked good. I didn't like any of the clothes. I walked out and I was like, okay, you know what, Diana? Let go of that. I don't care what people think of me. I am not going to dress in a way that I think I should because I'm a certain age. And that's when I kind of let go of it. And my rebel self came out, and I'm like, screw it. I really decided at the age of 52, and I want you guys to really think about it. Not worrying about what people think is not being a bitch. It's not being selfish. It's not being, oh, she only thinks about herself and she doesn't care about anybody else, or she doesn't take people's thoughts or things into consideration. No, that's not true at all. If you really know me, and those aren't true. So stop worrying about what people who don't know you think about you, because the people that really know you are going to think those thoughts. And I think that's what we got to do. We got to let go of all these thoughts away, the ways we think we need to be at this age. We should have a home. I should at my age have a home. I should at my age love gardening. I should at my age love putting flowers in the flower beds outside. I have no freaking flowers out there. Someone wants to come and do that, I'm all for it. I don't do stuff like that. I don't even have a plant, believe it or not, in my house, right? I don't own a house right now. I used to. I don't want to anymore. I want to feel free. I don't want to be bogged down by tons of stuff. What do you desire? How do you desire to live? What do you want? How do you really want to live? What would your life look like? And stop thinking, oh, well, if I just did that, my husband would be unhappy. You're not going to paint your whole house pink and put pink fluffy pillows around. I'm sure you're not going to do that. Right? So I'm not, again, what I'm telling you through these video series, to think about how you want to feel, how you want to look, how you want your life to be, where you want to be, where you want to travel to, what adventures you want to have, what experiences you want to have. If you're with a man, if you are in a great relationship, or a woman, whatever, of course you're going to take them into consideration. Okay. So I don't want to have to say that again. Yeah. But it's more about, okay, because that person you're with also gets to have a say. That person you're with also gets to design a life they love. And if you and that person think completely different things, have different values, want completely different things in life, then maybe you need to talk about that. Because there's no way that one person should have to give up their life, their happiness, their goals, their desires, their dreams, all of that for another person. No. If you want to, I guess you choose to, but that's your thing. You don't have to. All right. Well, I think that's good for the day. I think that's what I wanted to cover, because I really want to open your eyes, get you thinking, going inside, like really feeling and hearing yourself and allowing yourself to say things, allowing yourself to write things down, allowing yourself to think about things you might have not have thought about for a while. Know that you are not weird. You are not selfish. You are not being just a dreamer or being flighted, or you're not too old to change your life. You're not too old to start anything. It's not too late at all. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old you are. You can still do what you'd love to do. You can still have the way. Hi. Oh, hi, Vicki. So nice to have you here. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, this is really what I'm passionate about. And this is the stuff that I'm going to talk more about and help women through change, making positive changes in their life and really feeling, I get to do this. I can do this. I'm a wonderful person for wanting to do this. I love myself for wanting to do this, instead of, oh my God, I'm ashamed. I shouldn't talk about this. I'm too old to think those thoughts. I know I want to do this, but what will my family think? What will my so-and-so think? And what will the neighbors think? And I want to sell my home, but God, I shouldn't live in a tiny apartment at my age. That's just not true. As a woman in midlife, how can I travel on my own? Oh my God, I can't travel on my own. That's crazy, right? If that's what you desire, you get to do it. Desires are given to us for a reason. If we desire it, that's what we desire. That's what we want, and we get to do it. Of course, if you're a loving, giving person, you will stay a loving, giving person. You are not going to all of a sudden change into a selfish bitch because you're choosing a life you love. No, remember who you are. Right? Oh my God, we got to stop those programming and the way that we've been conditioned in programming, that if a woman chooses a different type of life, or if she chooses her path, or she says she wants to put herself as a priority, or she's going to finally take time for her, that she's selfish, obviously doesn't love her family, is a bitch, whatever, is this or that, right? Stop all that. That was never right, ever right. If you are doing things with a loving heart and loving and wanting the best for everybody else around you, that's the energy you want to come from. But that doesn't mean it's them or you. It's me and them. For me, for you, for us. That's what Melanie Ann Layer, she's a coach. She says that. You do things for you, for them, like for me, for them, for me, for you, for us. And especially in a relationship, think about that. I'm going to do the best for me, and and you do the best for you, and I'm going to do what's best, right? Me, you, and us together, All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for watching, Vicki. And if you watched the replay, please let me know. Let me know what you think. And remember, the questions are in here in the comments below. Think about these things, write them out, talk them out. Really go inside and allow yourself to dream, to visualize, to envision, and to want and to desire, because you get to. I don't care how old you are. All right, tomorrow we are on at 4:30. Now, I may be just a bit late. So I just realized I may not be able to get back from out of town that fast, but I will let you know. All right, so much love to you. Have an absolutely amazing day. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. So I got to stop the recording, put on my glasses. This is a whole thing.